Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Ted Carr. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you'd like to give this video a thumbs up right off the bat, I'd really appreciate that. If not, be sure to give it a thumbs up at the end. In this one, I want to talk with you guys about the benefits of meditation, as well as like 12 or more tips and tricks to apply to your meditation practice, or at least just things to think about before the next time you sit down to meditate. The first thing I want to mention is that meditation is not just when you're sitting, closing your eyes and trying to block out all thoughts. That's what it's not. It may look like that, and people briefly explain it. You may come up with that assumption that you're just sitting there trying to block out all thoughts, but meditation is so much more to it. Meditation is, you can practice it while sitting, you can practice it while laying down, you can practice it while walking, but typically most people practice it while sitting with their eyes closed, while focusing on one part of their body. And the point of it is to really just become aware of your thoughts and being able to bring your focus and attention back to either your breath or a central focal point, whether that's your nose or your nostrils or just your bridge right here or your chest or your stomach. Wherever you want to focus, meditation is just practicing bringing your awareness back to where you intended to focus on. And it's when you're doing this, when you're consistently and continually bringing your attention back to that one part of your body, then you experience a different kind of reality. In the reality that I'm experiencing right now, I'm expressing myself, vocalizing things, I'm moving my body around, I'm thinking of different things, I'm wondering if the mic is turned on, I'm wondering if a car's going to honk, I'm wondering if someone's going to walk through that door right now. I'm wondering about a whole bunch of different things, and that's totally fine. But if all those things I'm thinking about are just totally scattered and not like directed in one direction, I'm not really going to get much done in my day. I'm not going to feel totally fulfilled in my day. I'm going to feel a bit scatterbrained, and I may even feel a bit stressed out or feel some anxiety. But when you start focusing on one thing, whether it's, like I said, your breath or your chest or your stomach or your forehead, or a sound that you're hearing, or just like one single idea, once you start narrowing that focus, you feel so good. Like there's this calmness that comes over you. You enter like this state of flow, this Zen state of just like totally fluid, calm, peace, and easy state. And it's really nice. It's really an agreeable state to be in. It's really enjoyable. And then when you sit up for meditation and you're done practicing, you get up and you walk around and you try to incorporate that back in your day. Life is good. Life is easy. And if something triggers you, like you're stuck in traffic and someone's honking at you or someone cuts you off or whatever, instead of being like negatively triggered, you can be positively triggered. So when someone honks at you or cuts you off in traffic, instead of they freaking out and thinking like, oh, you motherfucker, instead you're just like, and you just practice what you've been practicing that whole time in meditation, which is bringing the attention, bringing the thought back to that one focal point, wherever that focal point is for you. So let's get started here with some of the tips I have for meditating. The first tip is, to pick a body part and just to focus on that. Me personally, I like to focus just in this, like these holes right here in my nose, and just focus on bringing in the air effortlessly and letting out the air effortlessly. Just following that path of breath. Just feeling it coming in, feeling it going out. Just bring it back in, and it should feel so effortlessly, like just, it's not even like I'm breathing, but it's like I'm watching it just getting pulled up and just watching it drop away. It's just like elevating in and dropping out, elevating in, and then gravity takes it out. Like I'm not even exerting energy to, it's none of that. You want to make it as easy as possible. So that's where I focus on my nose. I just bring the attention back to my breath there. And the second tip would be to try and make your inhalations half as long as your exhalations. In other words, make your exhalations twice as long as your inhalations. Because typically when you're inhaling, that's when your stress hormone gets released. Taking short, little shallow breaths, you can get stressed out. And when you're exhaling, that's when you can really calm down. Which is why when women are pregnant, the doctors are often like, just breathe, just breathe. And you see that cliche picture of the husband holding the wife's hand and he's like breathing with her. He's like, come on, like exhale, exhale, exhale. Because when you exhale, that's when your central nervous system relaxes. You're like, take that sigh of relief, right? It's a sigh of relief. So an inhale of relief is like, I'm relieved. It's, I'm relieved. So practice making your exhalations twice as long as your inhalations. And personally, I like to go 8 seconds out, 4 seconds in. Next tip would be just knowing that a seating or laying position doesn't really matter as long as you're in a comfortable position that you can hold for your desired length of time. I could meditate right here sitting on the couch. I could meditate standing up on the carpet over there. I could meditate in a car seat. I could meditate sitting with my legs crossed, with my back against the wall, or just sitting legs crossed in the middle of the carpet, whatever. Position isn't that important so long as you don't fall asleep. You don't want to fall asleep in meditation. It's about being consciously aware of your breath. When you're asleep, you're not really consciously aware of things. You're just subconsciously letting things happen, which is nice. It's a relaxing state to be in, no doubt. But there's a time and place for sleeping. There's a time and place for meditation. And it's been actually, there's studies going on right now and studies going on in the past showing that people who meditate can get by with less sleep because they've brought their stress hormones so low. They've allowed themselves to calm down to such a degree that they don't need as much sleep. Like meditation can be used as a replacement for sleep, definitely. But you still need to put in the hours. Yeah, still need to put in the hours. And that's the third thing I want to mention here is that you don't need to meditate for hours. You don't need to meditate for hours. You can get great benefit just by meditating for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even a minute. If you just woke up and meditated for a minute every single day, that would be way better than meditating for 0 minutes. So the duration isn't that important. I'd say upwards you probably want to go for about 45 minutes to 60 minutes tops in one sitting, especially if you're just getting started. But honestly, I started at 5-10 minutes for the longest time. And then I moved up to 15-minute meditation. I still remember the first time I did a 20-minute meditation. I told my friends, dude, I meditate for 20 minutes today. And he's like, I do that all the time. And I'm like, bro, it was the longest I've ever meditated. But now it's 20 minutes is minimum. I'll do 30 minutes on average. But if I don't have much time, or if for whatever reason I haven't meditated in a couple days, I got to get back into the swing of things because I've been traveling or something, I'll just start with a 5-minute meditation just to get that easy win, get that easy win. And then success breeds success. So once you meditate for 5 minutes, you can easily get back on track to a 10-minute, 15, 20-minute one. And then once you know how long you want to meditate for, I suggest using a timer as a tool, using your iPhone or your Samsung phone or your computer, whatever. Just make sure that you test out the timer. Make sure you know it's going to beep. Maybe you want to, before you actually sit down and meditate, you do a stretch or something for a minute, and the timer's on for a minute, and then when the timer's up, it beep, 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 and you say, okay, it works. And then you got enough battery as well to last that time, because the worst thing ever, not the worst thing ever, but a funny thing that can happen is you're meditating, and 30 minutes goes by, and you're like, dude, 30 minutes has definitely gone by. And you're just like, why isn't the timer going? Why isn't the timer going? Why isn't the timer going? Maybe my phone died, or maybe it's on silent or something. And then you start freaking out, you start thinking about that. And then that's when it's really crucial to bring your awareness back to your breath, right? Let that thought go. Just let that thought go. Let that worrying, anxious thought go, and just come back to the breath. Because that thought is so real. It's I'm important. The timer's not going to go. And you're just and all of a sudden, bing, 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 the timer actually does go. But if you had confirmed beforehand that you knew the timer was going to go, you wouldn't have to experience that anxiety. But sometimes what does happen is the timer legitimately does not go, and you'll meditate for an extra 15, 20 minutes or something, or whatever. I've had it before, definitely, where I was sitting, my legs fall asleep, and I'm like, okay, the timer's going to go any minute now, because around the time my feet fall asleep, that's the 30-minute mark. But then the timer just didn't go, and I kept going. And I opened my eyes, okay, I give up, I surrender, just forgive me. I opened my eyes, I checked, the timer had already gone off a while ago. I don't know how much longer, but it had gone off earlier. So definitely want to test out your timer to make sure it's going to go off. And you don't need to set a timer. Also, you don't need to set a timer. I was talking to my friend Evan Rock, and he's like, yeah, dude, I just sit, and I just decide to end the meditation when I feel like I'm at my peak, or when I feel like I'm at my best to walk away with. So he just meditates until he enters the state, and then when he is in that state, he walks away. And he just walks through the day trying to maintain that state. So that's cool. As well, you don't need a timer, but a timer is a tool to use to get you started. Again, it helps you get that easy win. You say, you know what, I'm going to meditate for 2 minutes. I'll be objective with it. Once I get the 2 minutes, I know I'm good to go. And then, so once you're done once you're done practicing your meditation, you stand up and go about your day. You don't want to go for social media right away. You want to take that clear-mindedness and put it into creating some sort of beautiful content. Maybe you want to write in your journal. Maybe you want to make a little video. Maybe you want to just type out some notes. Like I typed these notes out. I'm making this video as a result of a meditation that I had. Maybe you want to just write a little blog post or something, or do something that you really want to do. Do it for yourself. Don't meditate and then like just check social media, just fill your mind with junk. You want to take that conscious approach and apply it into your day. Another thing, a little tip here is just remembering that meditating for 1 minute is better than meditating for 0 minutes. So if you honestly don't have time to meditate, then go to the washroom, take an extra minute on the toilet, and just sit there and meditate with your timer for 1 minute. And another little insight here was this always comes back. I always come back to this. I'm thinking, why don't people meditate? And the answer came to me. It's like, people don't meditate simply because they don't meditate. If people meditate, then they meditate. But the only reason they don't meditate is because they don't meditate. Meaning that the people who don't meditate don't have the association of immense pleasure that the people who actually meditate do. So because I meditate often, I have this association with meditation. I know it brings me great pleasure. I know it sets me up for a great successful day, and days turn into my life. So I really want to meditate because it's really enjoyable. I feel good every single time I meditate. And when I don't meditate, when I miss it, it's a different kind of day. I'm more likely to stub your toes on the days that you don't meditate. So when you're meditating often and frequently, a couple times a day, even once a day, your days are much smoother. So the only reason people don't meditate is because they don't meditate. And yeah, another tip here is if your foot or leg falls asleep during your longer meditations, just slowly move your foot or leg into a position that feels good for you. And then the next time you meditate, don't get into that exact same position again. Try a new position. You want to be comfortable physically, so you're not putting any attention anywhere else other than where you want to put the attention. It could be on your bridge right here, it could be on your mouth, it could be on your chest or stomach. But you don't want to be thinking about, oh my God, my leg's asleep, or oh my God, my thumb is asleep, or my wrists are asleep or something. Sometimes I used to put my hands on my wrists like this when I meditated, and then after like 45 minutes, this part of the hand would like be falling asleep because this little arch or something, the blood wasn't making it over the arch, and this pressure on the knee was like preventing some blood flow in these veins right here. So I don't meditate with my hands on my wrists anymore. I meditate with my hands clasped in the opposite way that I normally would clasp them, like comfortably. Like if someone said clasp your hand right now, I would go left hand over the right hand. But when I meditate, I do opposite. Because I'm trying to train my brain to like, be a bit ambidextrous, is that the word? Yeah. So I'll sit for 30, 45 minutes like this, and then when I unclasp the hand, if I do the opposite, then this feels weird. Doing the regular way feels weird. So I'm just trying to rewire my brain in that way. And yeah, the best position I would sit in, like I said, hands clasped, legs crossed, but I also put a pillow under my butt. And that way it props my butt up a bit, it takes the angle pressure off my ankles, and way less likely for my feet to fall asleep sooner. My feet fall asleep a lot later into the meditation if I'm sitting on a pillow with my butt propped up. Another thing I want to mention is people will often listen to music while they meditate, or binaural beats, and that's cool. I think the best music to listen to is just really soft background music, almost something like to block out the horns or the silence or the sirens or the people talking, whatever. But you don't really want to listen to like Beyonce or Jay-Z or something, while you're meditating. You can though, you definitely can. But if you want to bring yourself into that state, you want to use music that you associate with bringing you into that state of calmness. So binaural beats are good, or just background piano music or whatever, some soundtrack music that you really like, it's good. And if you want to listen to some spoken word, like guided meditation, I would recommend Headspace for that. Headspace is great because the guy who does it, Andy, when he speaks, he'll speak in this nice soft tone, and then he'll leave like 15 to 20 minutes of silence, and you totally forget he's there, and you think the meditation's over. And then he's like, now bring your attention back to your forehead, and you're just like, oh yeah, the meditation is still going on, I totally forgot he was even here. So I recommend Headspace if you want some spoken guided meditation. I've tried other guided meditations, but the people, their voice isn't smooth, or they're kind of like just rambling, and you don't need to hear all that excess talk. And then another thing that's really cool about meditation is that good things come to those who meditate. Because when you're in meditation, there's no resistance. You're not resisting anything. You're always constantly bringing your attention back to your breath and just letting go, letting go, letting go. And the problem people have in life is they're just not letting go of things. Like they get in a fight with their boyfriend, they hold on to that. Get in a fight with their girlfriend, they hold on to that. They keep repeating these things over and over again. But in meditation, you're so much more aware of your thoughts and the connection that they have with the way you feel, that in the instant that you don't feel good, you're instantly aware of why you don't feel good. It's not the circumstance. You're sitting here meditating. How come 1 minute you feel good, 1 minute you feel upset? It's because of your thoughts. It's because of your thoughts. It's because of where you're focusing. It's the perspective that you have on the situation. So if I'm sitting and meditating and I remember an old event or a past event and I think of it and it doesn't make me feel good, I just bring my attention back to my breath. I just let it go. And the minute you can say, hey, bro, you're not that important. That thought is not that important. Or, hey, man, that thought's just not that important. Just let it go. I'm here to do my breath work. I'm here to bring the attention back to my breath. That's all you got to do is bring your attention back to your breath. Then you realize that that issue isn't that important. If it was so important, then you wouldn't be able to bring your attention back to your breath. If it was really that important, you wouldn't be able to bring your attention back to your breath. It's as simple as that. But by bringing your attention back to your breath, you're proving to yourself that, hey, that issue is really not that important. I'm going to get over it somehow. No worries. It's okay. But during meditation, sometimes the solution will come to you as well. But you don't want to intend going into meditation to come up with a solution. You just go into meditation, and your only intention is to, get calm and feel relaxed and bring your attention back to your breath. That's your only goal with meditation. And solutions will come to problems, perhaps. More often than not, they do. And then you're just like, oh, I want to grab a pen and paper and write this down, but you can't. When a great idea comes to you in meditation, let it go. Let it go. If you're lucky enough to remember the great idea after meditation, sure, then go write it down, which is what these 12 things are here. There's probably 18 of them here, but whatever, just let them go. If you want to make this into a habit and you actually want to succeed long term with meditation, you want to actually become like a meditator, just meditate every morning 1 minute. Go for 60 seconds. And then right before you go to bed, same thing, 60 seconds. Don't need to do some grandiose 15, 20-minute meditation every day, every morning. 1 minute, I'm telling you, 60 seconds. You can set the timer, you can do it for 60 seconds. And another little tip here is like, how people go for runs with their friends? They go to the gym with their friends, workout buddy. Having a meditation partner is great as well. And you don't need to do it with them physically. You can do it with them via Skype. So I've Skyped with people. We do a meditation over Skype. That's nice. I also sit here on the carpet with some friends. We do meditation. It just helps you do the longer ones if you're doing it with someone. Yeah. Another tip here would be to, after you're done your meditation, you want to read or write out your goals or your, some affirmations or things that you're grateful for, because your mind is just in such a open state of suggestion, such suggestibility, that if you don't write out your goals or you don't write out things that you're grateful for, and instead you go for social media, your mind is just a blank slate. It's brand new. It's a white piece of paper. And you put social media on it, it's just garbages back up again. But instead, if you write out your goals crystal clear, you write out your affirmations, you write out things that you're grateful for, then that becomes deeply imprinted in your mind, and you're just like, yes, like that is now positively affecting my life. So that's really, really cool. So I'd like to write out or reread my goals after I meditate, or just spend a minute in gratitude as well. Just saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. After meditation, it's so much easier to be grateful. It's so much easier to be grateful. And then it hits you. You realize that gratitude is unconditional. You realize that being excited in life, being excited about your life isn't predicated on circumstances. Being excited about your life is predicated on your state of mind. And your state of mind is determined by where you're focusing, where you choose to focus, where you choose to put that energy. The energy is always flowing to you and through you. And it's like, where are you going to put the energy, Ted? Are you going to put it into social media? Are you going to put it into building a business? Are you going to put it into your fitness? Are you going to put it into your health? Are you going to put it into drama? Are you going to put it into relationships? Are you going to put it into filming? Are you going to put it into YouTube? Where are you going to put the energy? Energy is always flowing to and through you. And you can get really excited about life when you're channeling that energy towards things that you're actually excited about. That's all it is. Like, it's the same circumstance. I could be sitting here on the couch right now, and within the next 5 minutes, I could put myself in a state of immense anger, immense guilt, immense shame, and the situation around me wouldn't change. This fan on the roof would continue not to spin. This TV behind me right there would continue to be black. The sky would continue to be somewhat gray. The palm trees would still be outside. This thing would be right here still. Like, the same circumstance. My phone would still be right here. Exact same circumstance physically. But I could bring myself into a state of immense anger just by focusing and thinking about something that made me angry. And the opposite's so true, and the opposite's so fucking beautiful, which is why I make YouTube videos all the time. Is that the exact same circumstance that could make me angry, or could allow me to be angry, could also set me up for great success and set me up for great emotions of positivity and excitement and joy and bliss and pleasure and ecstasy. Just by thinking about how lucky and grateful I am for having this camera, for having this TV behind me, for having this roof above me, for having these festivals I'm going to in the summer, for having these 1,000 to 2,000 people who watch every single video I put up. God bless you. Thank you so much. My homies on Snapchat, my homies on Instagram. You know? The people who write me emails, the people who call me, the people who text me, the people who make dinner for me, the people who made me banana ice cream last night. Thank you so much, Tasha. The people who you know, set me up for great success online with inspiration and motivation and role modeling and example setting. Like, thank you so much for just being in my life. You know, angels, man, love you guys. So all that was just like a rampage of appreciation right there. Exact same circumstance. Anyone in the world, I can invite anyone off the street right now to come in, sit on this couch in front of this camera, and I could say, all right, you got 5 minutes to make yourself happy. Or the opposite group, I could say, oh, you got 5 minutes to make yourself angry, and they could do it just like that. And why am I talking about this? Because in meditation, you're just sitting there. It's the exact same circumstance as it was a minute ago. And you'll notice your moods. Your moods can be like, oh my God, I feel like shit. All of a sudden, you're like, hey, it's because of that thought. I'm going to change the thought. Or I'm just going to focus back on my breath, and immediately your mood's like, back up. So you're just training yourself to be aware of this heart-mind connection. Mind-heart connection. What you're feeling in the heart is a result of where you're focusing in your mind. So that's it, guys. I hope you got something from this video. I'm pretty sure you did. But any other tips here? I think I got one more. Maybe that could be it. Oh yeah, last little tip here is if you combine meditation with other life hacks, like cold showers and raw food, weight training, some cardio, some gratitude, some eye gazing with people, no fap, like not watching porn, not masturbating, not jacking off. If you combine meditation with all these things, and you get to bed early, you wake up early, you do some goal setting, your life just takes a turn, man, for the better. And you're just like, wow, all these things, they really work. They really, really do work. And you want to start sharing with other people. And it's really cool to see other people take on these little tools as well, and use them for their own good. And it's just a different kind of life, man. It's like if you want to feel like crap, do the opposite of what makes you feel good. Yeah? If you know getting to bed early makes you feel good, and you start going to bed late, you just won't feel as good. If you know meditating makes you feel really good, and you do the opposite of meditating, instead you just scroll through Facebook or Instagram or YouTube all day long and just consume and don't produce anything, you're going to feel like crap. So this video right here, guys, is I just want to set you up for success, all right? If you're going to consume any content, make sure it's content that's going to allow you to become a better person. Make sure it's content that's going to inspire you to take action. Action is very hard for people to take these days because it's just so much easier to consume. It's like, why edit and upload a video when you can just watch a video? And the reason for that is because the reason people aren't making videos is because they're not excited to make videos, and that's totally okay. There's other things you can be doing. But just know that inspired action is effortless. This video for me right now is effortless. You'd have to pull me away from the camera to get me to stop talking right now, right? It's just effortless for me to flow like this. So inspired action is effortless. Make sure you get inspired, guys. Make sure you continue to watch inspiring content online. If you made it this far into the video, do me a favor. Do everyone else who's watching this video a favor and say, I watched to the very end. And I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Peace. Again, if you haven't given this video a thumbs up yet, give it a thumbs up. And if you've made it this far in the video, obviously you want to be a subscriber. So do me a huge favor and subscribe. Okay? Peace. Can't really see much, it's dark, don't worry, I'm just practicing. Okay. I'm just being one of those antisocial weirdos who can't like do well in groups.
Alright. We're making a scene.